Just keep an eye on it. Just get the right fit. Just put your hands on the steering wheel. No. What are you reaching for?
Whoa. Hey,
get out of the car, man. You got a gun right there.
Whoa. There's rights to this.
Get out.
There are rights to this.
Do you have a consent?
There are rights to this.
Get out.
Hold up right there.
It's open. My hands are up.
No, you got
This is on body cam. You have body cam, sir?
Put your hands over your eyes.
Do you have a body cam?
Put your hand over
Do
your
you have a body cam, sir?
Put your hands over your eyes.
Body cam, sir. Yeah, you gotta
I will send this dog on you.
I will shoot you if you do.
Don't
go.
Grab that gun.
You have rights.
Put your hand.
You have rights too. You have rights too.
Don't you dare.
You have rights. You cannot
Don't you
shoot me
dare.
here. It is unconstitutional. You know that.
Wait, you have a weapon, okay?
Yes, I do. And it's
Don't.
What I need you to do.
Hey, you can't
listen.
grab me on this. Is also unconstitutional. Body cam request.
Can you quit yelling so I can talk to you?
Give a gun for me, sir.
Right now.
I need you to relax for me,
I
okay?
will shoot you if this possible. It doesn't threaten, so open that. You have no body cam. You know this.
He has a
My hands are open. My hands are open. My hands are open.
You need to get out of the car
No, I
so
do
we
not.
can remove you
I
from
do
that
not.
weapon.
You cannot. No, it is constitutionally owned. I see that.
You have a concealed carry permit.
It's not concealed. Yes, you can see the weapon. It's right there.
Don't
body
do
cam.
it.
Body cam. What are you afraid of?
Don't do it.
I'm not doing anything.
Do me a favor. Just please step out of the car. That's all we're asking you to do.
Oh, you're asking me not to
Yes.
conceal your weapons, please.
No.
This is how we
Get out
treat
of
each
the
other
car.
civilly. This
Please.
is how we act civilly. You know
Sir.
this. Right eye. Right eye.
You got cover?
No. Just
Yes, we do.
don't. Just
Do
please.
you have body cam?
Please.
Do you have body cam? Do not forcibly remove
Do
me
not.
from the
Don't.
room. No.
Do it.
You know
Don't.
that. You know that. That's not.
Please.
I need you to get out of the car.
Get out.
Hey, I see double blue, sir. Are you gonna shoot me on double blue?
Just relax.
No, just relax. There's
please
rights
get out of
to
the car.
this. There's rights to this. You know there are rights to this.
Listen, we can figure this out.
We can talk about this, okay?
Oh, this is how you
Right
feel
now,
about this.
we can't
Listen.
talk about it with you not listening to us.
Just
We're not listening. You are first of the battery.
all I'm asking you to do,
You're violating my rights right now. Let go of me.
You just put your hand on a gun,
sir.
Whoa. No, you pulled a gun on me unconstitutionally.
Please.
And I did my in response.
We don't want
Please.
to do this, man.
Just get out of the car. I'm just asking. We'll get this figured out. Just come out and just get out of the
You
car.
release me now.
We can't do that.
Release it. I have Second Amendment rights, David.
Okay. Just get out of the car. Come on. Come back here. We'll
Excuse
talk
me?
about it.
Excuse me. This right here is the reason
We'll
to
get
defend myself, cast a doctrine. You know that.
We'll get this figured out. Don't do it. Please. Just come on.
Get out of the car, sir.
Just get out of the car. Just step out.
The gun's down.
No, just step
Get
out.
out of the car.
Just step out of the car. Just get. Don't do it.
Get out of the car.
You're on double blue. You know what's going to happen, right?
Just stop.
You need to get out of the car. That's a
No, I
lawful
don't.
order. You're going to go to
What,
jail.
a gunpoint? Oh, take me to jail then? Go ahead.
Just
Right
come
now
on.
you're obstructing.
I can't.
No, you're obstructing. You're pointing a gun at me, sir? Right now my life's in threat.
Okay. Well, we have
I don't see body cam on this, sir. I'm just going to drive away. I'm not going to bother anybody.
No, you're
Hands
not.
on the seat.
Don't do this.
No.
Don't do it. Don't.
All right. So y'all just heard that right there. And ironically, the video that pops right up after this is a black man being tased somewhere in LA. But anyway, if y'all follow or watch Willie D, y'all probably would have heard about this story already. And that's actually how I found out about this. And I said, I got to talk about it. This is another case in America, but us versus them. I could probably do a whole series talking about this, but I'm kind of overloaded with series right now. So I just kind of throw that out there. But this guy's name is Merak Burr. I believe that's his name. It's spelled M-E-A-R-K Burr, like Bill Burr. And this happened in Utah. And basically, this is his mugshot right here. This is after they captured him. So basically what you had was this guy was pulled over by the police in Utah. And I don't know for what reason they pulled him over. I don't know if he was speeding. I don't know if it was a light or anything like that, because I couldn't really tell what the reasoning as to why he was pulled over. But they were pulling him over, but he was basically being insubordinate and everything like that, being loud and belligerent and everything like, you know, of that nature. They pulled their weapons on him, and, you know, they spent almost 4 minutes just talking to this guy to try to get him out of the car. And I'll leave the link to the video down below so you can actually watch the video for yourself. Because of course I couldn't post it on here. This is a property of TMZ, so I already know the copyright will be coming. But basically they were talking to this guy for like almost 4 minutes with their guns drawn And he's just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with them. And we've seen this so many times. They even, like, they opened up his car door. They was like, step out of the car. This guy reached for his gun. Like, and they saw the gun. They saw it wasn't a cell phone or anything that was black that resembled a gun. It was an actual gun. And he even, if you listen closely, he even threatened to shoot one of those cops right there on the body cam, because it was caught on body cam footage. He threatened to do that. He reached for his gun. He did all of that. And not one time did they pull out or use that trigger finger to shoot him, whether to injure or to kill. Because as you can see by his mugshot, he doesn't have any bruises or scratches on his face. But what got me was at the end of the video was when his door was open, because they had opened up his door. And then he reached to pull the door closed, and they let him close the door. And then he said, okay, I'm putting my hands back on the steering wheel now, and I'm about to leave. And that's exactly what he did. He put his hands back on that steering wheel and then pulled that thing down into the gear of drive and drove off. If you could hear it, you could hear the tires driving away. And then that's when they ran into their car and went and chased after him. And that's why he has this mugshot, because they arrested him. Had he been a black man and did just an ounce of what this guy did, we would be having another hashtag on our hands and another protest and another grieving family. And Ben Crump probably would have been there trying to get a check. That's why I say this is a very us versus them society. And I get tired of hearing people say, well, that's because these police, they were trained properly. They were trained the right way. They were trained how to deal with these kinds of situations. It's funny when, they encounter PC, their training kicks in, quote unquote. But when it comes to dealing with black people, all that so-called training goes out the window. And then all of the reasoning to why they shot and killed that black person is the fault of the black person that they shot and killed. But this guy right here is able to be belligerent. He's able to be loud, combative, resisting. They love to use that word, resisting. He reached for his gun. He threatened them. He pulled back his own door to close it and then put his hands on the steering wheel and proceeded to drive away. And all they did was yell at each other for 4 minutes, just about. And he's alive. He's alive. He's most likely going to get some charges, but hey, at least he's still breathing. If only a good fraction of the black people who have had encounters with law enforcement, the terrorists, could have had that opportunity. But we know how that goes. That's why I say, I don't care when they say, oh, they're trained. No, they're trained to let the white boy or the white woman go, and they're trained to kill black people. That's who they're trained to kill. And I'm going to piggyback off of something Willie D said in his video, but y'all have already heard this. Y'all remember in Florida where those cops were down there training and they were shooting at targets, and the targets had actual black faces on them? They weren't like picture cutouts like the targets you would actually see at a gun range. These were actual printouts of mugshots of black men. And the only reason it got exposed was because the sister to one of those men, she saw it. I think she had went to a gun range or a police department or something. I forgot where she went, and she saw her brother's picture up there as a target. And that's how it got exposed. And then on top of it being exposed that her brother's picture was up there, they discovered that there were more target practice pictures with black men out there that were not her brother, were other black men. These were real black men that I think were in jail. And they used them for target practice. Where was the pictures of the white men? I thought, even though it was all about diversity. I will never forget that story. They should have kept that story in the news way longer than it was. It was at that point that many people saw Florida for what it was. That, and of course, the Trayvon Martin situation. But yeah, this guy's going to be able to live to tell the tale, even though we've already seen it. But this is that palm-colored privilege that we always talk about, that they claim does not exist. Oh, we can't have privilege because the only way you can have privilege is if you're rich. No, it's deeper than just having money. because there are black people that have money and they have a little bit of a privilege because of the wealth that they amass. They don't have the complete package because, of course, they're still black at the end of the day. But when we say palm color privilege, we mean to be able to do what this guy did and get away with it. And this was caught on camera. This isn't just a document that was written up of something that happened that we didn't see. You can actually see the entire exchange from beginning to end. Well, at least up until the point where he drives off. They don't show him getting captured. But of course we know that he is because you can see his mugshot right here. Not a scratch on him. He's not bleeding anywhere. So that means when they captured him and they took him in, they probably took him in quietly. You know, sort of like with Dylan Roof when he fled the scene after he killed 9 people in that church, and they took him to Burger King. It's crazy because, you know, they always say, well, there's times when we take the suspect to go get something to eat. You know what's so crazy? We have never heard of that ever happening before or after Dylan Roof. Just like when they killed Michael Johnson with that robotic bomb, and they said, well, this is something we've been working on for a while, but we've never seen them use it before or after they used it on him. So they're very selective about what they do when it comes to people that they want to capture and or kill. As you can see, this is what happens when they capture them. And there's countless of examples of what happens to us when we get quote unquote captured. But it's not even really captured. It's more like cornered. Because we already know what happened. Like I said in the beginning, the video that popped up right after this one, when I had to mute the sound, was of this black man being tased in California. This guy wasn't tased. He was not even at least tased. He was allowed to say what he wanted to say, be loud, be very extra, do what he wanted to do, touch his gun, reach for it. He reached for it and threatened to shoot them, put his hands on the steering wheel, closed his door, and drove off. Now, like I said, now you know that would not happen with us, but they'll try to find a way to explain that, you know, it has nothing to do with race. It has everything to do with it. And they know it. Now, I doubt that this story is going to stay in the headlines for that long. They're going to probably try their best to keep this as low as they possibly can. You see where you heard the audio from? It came from TMZ. It didn't come from CBS. It didn't come from CNN. It didn't come from MSNBC. It didn't come from Fox News. It came from TMZ, a site that is known to spread very wild rhetoric and propaganda and gossip. So what does that tell you? Now, had this been a black man, this would have been everywhere, and then they would have said, oh, he shouldn't have been resisting. They would have been looking into his past to see if they could put anything on him to justify what he did, sort of like what they did with George Floyd. Then you would have had the Coonsters trying to get a GoFundMe started for the cops that did it, like she's done in the past, like with George Floyd. And so much more. But I wonder, will these conservatives and these conservatives have anything to say about this? The same ones that are so pro-police and so back the blue and so blue lies this and blue lies that. Are they going to say anything about this? And where's the all lives matter? Well, why am I even asking these questions? I already know the answer to them. They're rhetorical. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.